Cackles dancing the squad, spark the sky. The stars are legal friends, AI's hearts go out to you and I. And all the Cybertrucks will fry. Turns out he backed this orange guy. Flamethrower fused the Falcon thrust. Now we're all breathing Elon's mud. Named a spit capture code. He's building tunnels under roads. Neural lace in every skull. The woke mind virus time to go. AI and his rays are young. To meme or not, you know which one. He tweets a thought, the markets cry. Gaming feats, now that's a lie. Optimus knows kung fu trust. We all ascend through Elon's thrust. Cities home on Martian shores. Robo bros do all the chores. Tunnels hum like sacred veins. Human dreams and solar chains. He's late again, but time's a myth. He bought the moon and exits glyph. The richest clown, the rocket's cuss. What's that smell? It's Elon's Musk. Cackles code in zero G. They worship memes religiously. The sky's a grid of Starlink threads. GPUs crammed in our heads. He has a vision, man, really cooks. Brock, imagine how sick this looks. It's looking like the budget's toast. The Epstein files are just a ghost. That old non-profit closed. AI leaving Elon high and dry. He sold his house but bought the sun for 20 trillion. Starships run enough to fight the Zuckerberg, Sam Altman and his Ghibli horde. So go get chipped, it's just a plus. If Elon said we surely must. Now breed, you fools, or we'll all die. Just salute and let the tism fly. We must leave Earth and pierce the sky. For Kardashev we gotta try. It smells just like first principles. With politics that push and pulls. Before we reach the human dust. Come take a whiff of Elon's must.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Dummy Wormy. I'm back this time! Back! I'm here. We're ready to go. I don't know where everybody is, but at least we're here. I'm here. That's the most important thing, that I'm here. Everybody else sees it doesn't really matter. I need to be. I'm the most important person out of all of this. Nothing else really matters. Nothing else matters. No, we got a show to put on tonight. It might be a light show just because there's a lot of there's a few things I want to hit and a few things that you know what, I had to dig for some content. I had to go hunt down some stuff, and also I'm pretty sure one of the big reasons my notifications didn't go out for stream, I put out like 3 videos today, and yeah, nobody's been here. They don't love me anymore, chat. They don't love me anymore. Static doesn't love me no more. Nobody loves me. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Here's the question I've been asking myself as of late. No joke, this is a real question. How do I compete? What I mean by that is, do I have to go live like at 7 to try to actually compete with other streamers who go live at 8? Is there a way for me to actually compete solo right now? Or do I have to think of something else out for my show? It's just a question. Like, I don't know. How does one get more views? How does one get the audience? How does one do that? Because I ain't figured it out. No matter how hard I try, I ain't been figuring it out. And I got questions on how some people do it. I do have some questions on how it all works out and how people gather up the, you know, the views, get the followers, do all that stuff. And it just, I have a theory. I do have a theory, but I don't want to, it's just a theory right now. Me, I have no idea. I'm just going to keep chugging along. I'm going to keep doing my thing. And I'm just going to yell at Static because he's never here anymore. Look at the chat. I got Lobotus. Static isn't here. Cash isn't here. Kel ain't here. Now Weasel's not here. Weasel used to be about one of my right hands. Same with Shock, and Shock decided to have a baby. And now he doesn't love me anymore. Same with Gal. I already said hello to you, Lobotus. Adam's doing Adam shit. Who really cares? Adam's out there doing Adam shit. Nobody cares about Adam. And then, like, the thing that I started thinking about, like, just before stream. How does one compete with, like, Tuesday night's main event? How do I just have to keep streaming and just keep chugging along and hoping that something works out? Is that my only path forward right now? Is that really what I have to do? Because there's no way for me to compete with TMNT right now, other than just chugging along and hoping for the best. But part of me wonders, can one just do that? Like, you tweet out the links, you share it around, but if nobody shows up, what becomes the point of it? I don't know. I'm also kind of just talking aloud right now, trying to fill up space and time because my friends don't love me anymore. My friends left me. I could even sit in the Discord and nobody's showing up. They don't love me. I'm having a cry fest. Anyways, okay, let's get, we got some topics to talk about, okay? We do have a few topics to talk about. Nothing too drastic. We have some Star Trek, Starfleet fallout. We got some AI news. We do have an AI song to react to. And we're talking Cuba. And I have some VTuber news. I got some VTuber news. Adam and Alf are both streaming at the moment. Well, Adam does Adam stuff, and Alf just does Alf. Alf just does Alf. Now, I think the reason viewership is low right now for this stream, one, obviously TMNT and all that stuff, but two, if you want my honest opinion as to why I have like maybe 3 viewers watching right now, it's because I put out 3 videos today and then went live, and how YouTube's system works, it's just ass. It doesn't help anything else. It doesn't work with anything. They tell you to go live over and over and over again, interact with your audience, but then they have this whole thing where it's like, hey, if you put out X amount of videos a day, you can't go live then because you only get 3 fucking notifications. So then what's the point? I have been wondering, I have my baby no money video scheduled to go out tomorrow at like 8 a.m. It's a 46-minute video. I'm starting to wonder, do you guys, because I have 2 other channels. One was supposed to be a VOD channel, and I think I have a clip channel. What would you guys think of me putting like the longer form reacts, like the baby no money one, on the clip channel? What would you think of me doing that? I'm spitballing some ideas here. Because I need a way for like some of that stuff to work, because it doesn't really mesh with the pop culture news. But anyway, I'm just spitballing ideas here. I'm thinking aloud. I'm thinking aloud while I do my stream and while I cried inside. Because my friends don't love me. I'm about to DM them. I'm gonna DM Static. Why don't you love me anymore? I'm DMing him. Why don't you love me no more? And I'm gonna DM Dom. You are gay. And before you ask, yes, I sent both those DMs. Everything I read aloud there, I sent to both of them. Dom got you are gay. Static got why don't you love me no more. Okay? Well, I'm not asking if for you to give me ideas, Legatus. I'm just asking, like, would that be a smarter idea? Like, would you guys go watch the longer form react videos on another channel? That way we could try to segment out stuff, and maybe I just turn the main channel to a live channel and start uploading videos onto the second channel. Like, that's just the stuff I've been spitballing around in my head to try to see if that would work. The problem with that strategy is then obviously this channel would just be lives, and lives don't grow channels. So it's just stuff I've been thinking about. And I'm thinking aloud right now. I'm more thinking aloud as I get ready to do the first topic of the night. Because I'm curious. I'm curious about what would be the smarter idea, what would be the more successful approach forward. While I also wait for DMs calling people gay and asking why they don't love me. Because they don't love me no more. They don't love me no more. Anyways, okay, enough of this. We need to do the first topic. Okay. We need to do the first topic because this was it's more like a little topic. It's a kind of a side note topic. And it's just idiotic to say the least. But this is Mint Phantom right here. Made Mint, our lovely little Mint. She's a VTuber. She's a very popular VTuber. She does a lot of music work. She does a lot of streams. She plays a lot of games. She's very popular, very successful, super little cute Canadian Mint Phantom girl. Okay, that's what she is. Right now, she is, I believe, playing through Metal Gear Solid 2. And the reason that's important is because there's some controversy around her playing said game, because we come over here to Kuji, our good VTuber cringe drama person, and when she's showing off a series of tweets. But first, let's read through this one before we get into these tweets. But some of Mint Phantom's fans, I'm gonna put air quotes around those, and detractors think she's engaging with Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker wrong, as she's shown not to really care about some of the historical figures and political context mentioned in the game. A lot of comments are very dismissive, insulting, and quite generalizing. And we have some of these, but we're gonna come over here to this one. This is the main one right now. But you see, I love Mint. But she does is how I view every American. I think this is a foreign person. They're obviously not tweeting in another language, so they're tweeting in English. I do have to say this, Mint Phantom isn't American. She's Canadian. not American. There's a big difference there, but okay. One of the most important tapes that talks about Kaz, ideals, and why he does what he does. She reads the title being Che Guevara and says, "Why should we care?" That alone explained to me everything about Americans. Well, let's see. What was the actual clip? What's this actual little 7-second clip? What does she say?
Che's visit to Hiroshima. Why do we care?
Okay. But that's it. One, it is about Che Guevara, you know, the communist leader. Oh, was he a leader or was he? I don't believe he was a leader. Somebody fact check me on that one. But the communist from Cuba that loved to just loved the gays and definitely never brutalized anybody and definitely wasn't found in another country crying on the ground because, well, he was worth more to them alive than dead. That never happened. That's definitely not Che Guevara, a very bloodthirsty monster of an individual who, well, I'm not gonna cry over. How about that? But because she didn't want to listen to a single tape, this is a big deal, but we keep moving on. No hate towards her, please. This is a critique to all US people. She's not from the US. She is Canadian. Very clear that you know nothing about her. And the way they approach art with a self-centered perspective, like everything related to politics. It's not what Kojima wants to say with this things. Why we care. Things is always why we care. I don't care. I love Mint. Don't get me wrong. She's my Oshi. Just once I want to live in the world with the America he saw. Alexis Day, I can't even say this, which I'm sure most Americans have read. I don't even know what that one's about. Americans and read at the same phrase. Not to genuinely equate mouthwashing to Metal Gear Solid 2, but I was similarly impressed. I don't really give a crap. Okay, I don't really give a crap. What I do want to do is I want to come back over here because there's more to all of this, but we end up seeing, I think it is No Hate. Yes, we already went over that one. There's that one. I want this one. Okay, I want to start here. This is no disrespect to anyone, just general statement. But I think this fear people have of being political can actively be killing the way art is engaged with. All art is political. No, it's not. Not all art is political. Not all art has to be engaging in politics. Why do we have to be doing this? She made a joke about Che Guevara, which, well, quite frankly, guess what? Yeah, it was the right thing, but we keep moving on. We have this. The fear of losing 4chaners is bigger than being open-minded and engaging in the topics that are essential to Kojima's work. About Che Guevara, I wouldn't want to click it either, to be honest with you. I don't blame her. These people are weird and aggressive in this system. We all have to do dirty work as long as she does not do direct harm, I think is okay. I think that I think is okay. These people need to learn how to do grammars. She's a white woman after all. White people don't give a fudge about the rest of the social problematic outside their own country. Oh. You have to understand that Mint is a white woman at the end of the day, and stuff like this does not concern her because it's not affecting her way of life. I don't really watch Mint as much, but like her Metal Gear Solid streams can be super insufferable. I mean, you're not even watching her. And again, this is all because she just laughed at a thing that said Che Guevara. Realize this. These people are idolizing an actual monster. An actual, like, vehement, disgusting monster. There's more of these that we could keep going through, but it's all over the fact that she didn't want to watch or listen to a stupid little tape. But it brings us over here because I was curious, what was in this tape? And you have this dude. What was the context of the Che and Peace Walker? I never played that one. Let me guess. It's pro-Che sentiment. Quite. Well, here's the clip. It's only about 5 minutes, so let's see. What is the actual context to Che Guevara in this? What is the actual goings-on with Che Guevara?
So I hear Amanda mistook you for Che Guevara, Snake. That's not too bad, huh?
Yeah, right. I'm not even worthy of polishing his boots.
I'm only 18 seconds into this clip. 18 seconds into this clip. And already I hear them literally praising Che Guevara and saying that you're not good enough to polish his boots. It's Che freaking Guevara, a literal monster of an individual who slaughtered and maimed hundreds of thousands of people. Didn't even care if they were gay or not. He actually hated the gays. And out the gate, I already have this right here. This is supposed to help us inform us on their thoughts of Che Guevara. And what I just got there was, I'm not even worthy to polish his boots. Snake is saying this.
Don't be so modest. From where I'm standing, your men see you as a great man.
As great as the century's most complete human being.
That's Sartre, right? Well, there's hardly been a more iconic figure of his times than Che.
Oh.
I don't want to keep listening to this. I don't want to keep listening to this. This could legitimately change and get like a whole lot different as time goes on. But now I'm like, holy crap, Kojima. What the literal F? What the literal F is this, Kojima? You're praising an actual commie. A literal monster. A man who slaughtered hundreds and thousands of people throughout all of Cuba, left the country when there was bad things going on, was found in another country crying because he didn't want to die himself and said, "You are worth more to you alive than dead," begging to be protected. Are we really doing this stuff right now? And now I'm seeing all these people freak out over her just making a little joke over Mint Phantom not wanting to do this thing. Like, it's not even this big of a joke. Like, what did Mint say again? What did Mint say again, ladies and gentlemen? Well, here it is.
Che's visit to Hiroshima. Why do we care?
That's what led this all on. Guess what? Now that this drama's here, I listened to just a little bit of the frickin' clip. I don't want to listen to anymore. I don't want to listen to anymore. Granted, it's Che's visit to Hiroshima is the one she laughed at. There's the Che Guevara one. A great leader, Che Guevara. The history of guerrilla warfare. Mate, Che's visit to Hiroshima. Scarf. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with that. After hearing them just praise him and basically bob on his knob, yeah, screw this shit. These people are just losers. All the people attacking her right now are just losers. This is insane to me. This whole notion, one, you get it all wrong. She's not American. She's Canadian, for crying out loud. So already you're showing that you don't even know who she is. And now you're getting mad that she's not bobbing on the knob of Che fucking Guevara, a monster of an individual. You're the loser out here. She's allowed to play the game however she wants to play the game. But if you're going to lose your mind over the fact that nobody wants to listen to Che Guevara praising, yeah, miss me with that shit. Even I'm over here thinking maybe we should reevaluate our connections to Metal Gear games. But hey, that's my take on it all. And I will be right back. I forgot to do a little thing, so give me 1 second. It won't take me too long. Told you it wouldn't take me too long. I forgot to turn on my fan outside to help cut down on some of the noise. I was like, man, it's super quiet. Why is it so quiet? I usually have like this thing that's also like in the background that I can hear that I hope you guys can't really hear, but I can usually hear it. I'm like, man, it's really quiet. Oh wait, I don't have that thing on. I don't have something on. Why can't I hear my own audio now? Oh, there we go. Okay, I fixed it. I was wondering why I couldn't hear my background music again. Legatus. I watch both live streams and the videos. All views, watch hours benefit you. Don't know how much traction / views / money separating them to separate channels will do. Ugh. If I did like the second channel thing that I'm thinking about doing, that would just be the longer form content and maybe like super edited content as well. Not the live streams, but like the longer form reacts and then the super edited videos might go over there, and I might just keep like the little daily videos over here along with the live streams. But that's if I do that. I haven't decided that yet or not. I will be looking to this. But back to this, why are we freaking out over people not wanting to praise Che Guevara? We're literally freaking out over people not wanting to praise Che Guevara. Why are we crying about people not wanting to praise Che Guevara? Sorry. What exactly do you vote GOP for? What? What? Sorry, I'm breaking. Okay, real quick. So I know this is more political. I'm trying not to do politics shit right now, but Cernovich tweeted out 100% approval rating 1 hour ago because we lost the special election over in Florida. Republicans don't normally win special elections over anything, okay? They just don't. Special elections are very different than the standard election. Simultaneously, Republican voters aren't the same as Democrat voters or moderate voters. Republican voters usually are at work on these days, so it takes a whole lot more effort to make sure they know when and where they need to vote on these particular days. So when we lose a special election, it's not that big of a deal. A lot of people make this whole big doom and gloom about it, but there's a whole lot more to it than what people think. But I go to my thing, you know, right here, and I don't know where the third quote is, but I see this one. Some special elections, Repubs overperform, but not as frequent as Dems, which is the fact. I'm not as a doomer as most because the midterms will bring higher turnout, but Trump needs to fix domestic issues like employment and housing. I don't know how he can really fix housing right now, but employment, he can work a little bit harder on. I could agree with that. There are some domestic issues he can easily do, but at the same time, the midterms are in November. It's almost the end of March. We have a long time to go until we actually get to the midterms. Simultaneously, normally the president that is actually in power loses the midterms. A lot of people get overhyped and like, oh my God, it's the president's first term. Everybody's happy. Everything's good. We're going to win the midterms. Midterms are always hard. Quit acting like it's the end of the world. We have a lot to go. But what I was really confused with is this from Mrs. Smith. Artist, truth, power to independent, whatever. What exactly do you vote GOP for? Elon Musk claimed he could cut waste with Doge. U.S. national debt. A 39 trillion breakdown by presidential administration. Trump, all 44 other presidents. What? No. Because there's more than just... Are you serious? This is insane if you actually think this is real. This is insane. $39 trillion breakdown by presidential administration. No. No, we have more money in the debt than just this. And it's not just presidential administrations. What about all the other... 50% of our overall budget goes to social issues, okay? Everyday issues. Only 20% ever actually goes to the overall military budget. 50% of our budget goes to social shit. It just does. And guess what we've been discovering through all of our social programs right now? So much fucking fraud. So why don't we address the fraud that's going on right now? That would probably cut down a lot of our overall budget. That would probably help out a lot. Here, you know what? I'm gonna address. So we should cut down on the fraud in California and Minnesota. So we should crack down. That's how I'm going to respond. We should crack down. But that's what got my brain all fried. By the way, I need to see my DMs. You don't love me no more. What are you talking? Static asked, "What?" I asked him, "Why don't you love me no more?" He goes, "What am I talking about?" Yeah, I'm gonna send him a picture of my chat. I'm gonna send him a picture of my chat. I'm gonna send him a picture of my chat. I just screenshotted it. You haven't called me gay. Okay, that was something else. Never mind. I'm skimming. Listen, we're probably gonna go through this show really fast. What is this? Nick Fuentes identifies that every military action Trump takes is calculated based on the stock market's opening and closing. Almost every other statement, whether it be true or false, is designed to introduce stability or chaos into the market. Yes! I'll call you Cloud. I don't want you to call me gay because your gay might actually come with you wanting to do something. So you mean he does what every president and powerful person does? Oh God, Bugs going live actually watching Daredevil Born Again. But he's on X, so it is what it is. The likelihood of him actually getting views are slim. Like actual important views. Yeah, I said it. At me. But okay, so we got that out of the way. Why don't we do... We need to do the Cuba stuff, because the Cuba stuff's going to take us a long time, because... Here, I can cut down on the time on Cuba. We'll go Asmon Gold. We can cut down on the time with Cuba. We'll go here. No, actually, it's about the same length, so never mind. We'll go back to where we were. okay. They're both about the same length. So we are going to be talking about the Cuba stuff. So those of you who aren't aware, would have been sometime last week, there was a flotilla, heavy air quotes on that because there was a lot of planes, but a flotilla going over to Cuba to give them much needed reciprocity and assistance in helping them out and to help the people because of the big bad American government, because the government is bad and America did bad things, even though actually there's a lot of other countries that are involved with this and it's not just America, but that's besides the point. And the main reason, I don't normally do politics, okay? I don't normally do super heavy political videos or anything like this, but this is a special one. This is a special one because our good buddy Hassani boy over there, he went over to Cuba to help out the Cuban government, because let's be fair here, guys, Cuba is a communist dictatorship, and whenever you send any sort of assistance, aid, or anything like that, all that goes through the government, in which it is given to the government officials. Barely any of it is actually going to go out to the overall people of Cuba. But I have this video here from Steven Crowder. It is 34 minutes long. We're probably not going to do the whole thing because I have skimmed some of it. There are like joke segments and everything like that we could end up just like skipping over, but we got this, and we got some fallout from that Hassan actually has to address after all this. So why don't we start this? I'm going to turn down the background music and we will get going.
Government makes it illegal for Americans to stay wherever they want.
That is also false. This is him also, they'll get into this, but this is him addressing him staying at a 5-star hotel. That is false. Actually, no. Slightly, it's true, but not in the way that he wants you to believe it is.
They're in Cuba. They have to stay in what they've declared as 5-star hotels.
The American government says you just can't stay at government-owned properties, and we recommend that you stay at individual Airbnbs so that your money will go directly to people. Hassan Piker chose to stay at the 5-star hotel, which he
I don't think he chose to stay. I think it was the whole little group because it was like Code Pink sending over a flotilla to help aid the Cuban government, not the people. But yes, he stayed at a 5-star hotel while staying in Cuba, but we'll get into more of this because it is ridiculous what is going on over there.
Wants you to know isn't all that nice. Cuba, I talked about that last week. We had Spanglish Generation on.
Yeah.
I have quite a bit of experience with Cuban Americans personally, and I've spent some time in Cuba. It was, I would say this, it was one of my formative experiences. I found out I was right-wing in 7th grade drama class when my drama teacher said we need to give back all the land to Native Americans, and I had just come from history class, and in Quebec we had the Algonquins and the Iroquois.
I don't really give a crap on all this one because I want to get into the Cuban stuff. I do respect his opinion here, but if you want all that, we're just going to jump ahead a little bit because I already saw this because I watched this one live.
I went home, asked my dad, what does that mean, right wing?
What an Algonquin.
Yeah, I'm going to keep those baseline budgeting. Spent time in Havana. There were blackouts then, just so you know. The entire hotel, we had to go to a restaurant that was in somebody's house. Everything was candlelight. This is nothing new.
That sounds romantic.
It is, except for the abject poverty.
Oh,
yeah.
And I got
the
very,
smell
very
from
sick.
the not working toilet. Okay.
And I got very sick. But
because
I saw that, and then
and the reason he got sick, and like not the sick, but like I might react to the Spanglish interview that he did, but this has been like Cuba for years. As long as I've been alive, this has been the way Cuba has been, where it has just been objectively awful. It has always been falling apart, and it's not because of anything America has done. Make no mistake, this is solely because of the communist dictatorship that is over there, where they have people wanting to do whatever it takes to get over here, willing to cross ocean on whatever sort of raft they can make and risk death. They would rather go over to Guantanamo Bay than be in Cuba. That's how bad Cuba is.
I believe I was 16, saw Canadians going on vacation to the beaches, coming home, and back then showing everyone their Polaroids, going, no, it's great. And I remember being so mad. This was before the term privilege, white privilege, was really a thing. But that really stuck with me.
And also all those liberals, he's talking mainly Canadian, but all those really well-to-do liberal types, all the wealthy individuals that would go over there and just live it up and everything because they get to have these nice, luxurious vacations over there, all while the people of Cuba suffer. You couldn't give them tips. You can't do anything like that or else the people get in trouble. It is nightmarish to think about that. Cuba is a beautiful place. Wonderful people come from Cuba. I mean, I really do love Pitbull and Pitbull's music, so come on. But it's awful to know that this place has just lived there for so long and has been a center point to so many different political skirmishes that we just allow it to be there when we shouldn't allow this to be here. We should kick out the commies. We should. They're bad peoples.
Ed, here's the thing you need to understand. You can't help people. It's not possible if they live under a communist regime. Mm-hmm. It's not possible because the regime will ensure that none of your help goes to those people.
The only way to help them is to get them out.
That's exactly right. The only way to help them is to force some kind of regime change by any levers you can pull. So that brings us to this weekend. The Nuestra America Convoy, organized by Code Pink, okay. Those lovely ladies.
You just gotta love tards like this. You gotta love them. You gotta love them. Do they say how much? Oh yeah, here's the supplies. Code Pink, I cannot say that. Well, convoy delegation departed Miami today, Friday, March 20th, for Cuba to deliver 6,300 pounds of urgently needed medicine and medical supplies, including neonatural equipment. I cannot say that word, catheters, and other critical hospital materials. The supplies valued at $433,000. Man, that's a lot of money right there. That's a lot of value right there, to be honest with you, to an entire country of I don't know how many people. More than that. Like, that's a lot of money going for very little. Like, that's a lot. That's very little. That's a very small amount overall. When you actually start sitting down there and breaking down like the numbers, like this is barely anything.
Arrived in Cuba with $400-something thousand worth of supplies, enough food for not even themselves on their own trip.
Really?
Yeah, and they went with Code Pink, a bunch of angry, shrieking feminists, an Irish rapper, and a Turkish communist in $3,000 glasses. And
oh, that's hilarious. We'll get more into that. Hassan wore literal like $3,000 glasses, $900 shirts, a couple $1,000 disturbing ring. All this stuff would feed the entirety of Cuba for an entire month, if not more. All of his clothes alone, that amount of money would feed them for a long ass time because they live on like $13 a week.
They want you to know that, hey, they're doing the right thing by going and helping the Cuban communists. Sorry, I mean the Cuban people, or they're supporting whatever. Just watch their social videos.
We saw at least.
Oh my God! What is that creature? What is this creature? What the hell is this thing? This is not a person. I do not believe this is a person. Your nose is too high up. Your eyes are too fucking like. I want to say these are too big, but at the same time, they look small. What is this thing? Is this caused by plastic surgery? What is this monstrosity I'm looking at right here? What on earth? I feel like this is a paralysis demon of some sort.
Made some news, the fact that there was an outage of electricity on the whole island.
Oh my God, her voice is so shrill. It makes me want to just go. It makes me want to join the 41%. It makes me want to get on estrogen just so I can join the 41%.
Reports for the Cuban people.
Cuba sí bloqueo no. Cuba sí bloqueo no. Cuba sí bloqueo no.
I think that boiled down to democracy wins or something like that. And Cuba!
They're under the cosh from the United States. They've been under the cosh from the United States ever since 1960. But this time it's kind of worse. And it's more.
They've been, because ever since the commies took over, they've been living under us? And why is it worse now? What makes it worse now? Because we're actually trying to do something about it?
Worse, because President Trump has said he wants to destroy Cuba.
The regime, which Cubans actually want. I mean, they were burning down their country just a few weeks ago because they were tired of the commies.
Most other presidents have used
Destroy the regime.
language.
When did he say that?
The Iranian
And
regime.
as criminal as this blockade is,
I can smell the cat piss from this picture. I can smell it.
the intensification of the economic warfare against Cuba.
No Cubans,
Even
by the
though they
way.
don't have electricity, they're so rich. They're so rich in love, and they keep spreading that love to all of us.
Oh.
They spread that love to you because they have nothing else to spread. They're out there begging you to take them home. That is what they are doing with you. It's not because they have anything better to do. They don't have jobs.
This system, this rigorous sanctioned system, actually dominates their lives in very meaningful ways.
The communism?
And yet we don't even know about it. Most Americans don't even know about it. And I would go.
That feels like it's a good thing. It dominates their lives in very meaningful ways. That sounds like you're saying that's a good thing that's happening over there. Like you have no better words to actually say to that.
So far as to say, even a lot of Cubans don't know about it either.
Well, you should tell them.
To leave a
You're there.
and vision of humanidad. This is the mural for humanity, and it's going to have little boats with.
What are you doing to my road?
You're painting a mural for them. Why? Why are you painting a mural for them?
They're the supplies that will be going directly to the government.
None of that's going to the
On our
people.
way to Cuba, we have lots and lots of medical supplies.
That is what we need, Mrs. Droopy Dog Face.
Oh. No, I don't think it's a droopy dog face. I think it looks like plastic surgery gone wrong and this is a paralysis demon. That's what I see.
Happy.
And those crates, those boxes, that's then being intercepted by the how much you want to bet that'll be in the black market or powering their individual suites and mansions while the
100%. The people of Cuba aren't ever going to see that goods. This was all just a political PR stunt, trying to get some sort of social credit or anything like that. In reality, none of that is actually going to the people. Not a single little bit of that is actually going to go to the everyday people of Cuba. None of it will ever see them. It's all going to the political elites over in Cuba. The thing that you guys say that you hate so much, down with the bourgeoisie. Yeah, they're going to get all that shit because, well, that's what happens over there.
people starve.
This is not the first time you've made this point. You actually called it prior.
Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
I calculate the next pitch ball right past the flag. We're going to win the game, I guarantee.
What do you think the chances are that Hassan Piker will be delivering supplies straight to the Cuban people, bypassing the government, or do you think it'll be going to the government for them to distribute?
Every single thing that arrives in Cuba goes through the government. The only reason they're going to Cuba and being allowed to do this whole charade is because it's already been filtered.
By the way, that was Spanglish Generation. She actually was born in Cuba. She's lived there part of her life. She ended up, her husband's actually also from Cuba. They now live in Miami, Florida. I'm pretty sure they know how the Cuban regime and the Cuban government actually works over there, considering they were from there. Again, that was a great interview. I actually suggest people go check that one out.
Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
I calculate the next pitch ball right past the flag. We're going to win the game,
I guarantee it. I watch this too much. I want to know where the "we're gonna win the game, I guarantee it" line comes from. I have been dying to figure out where that clip is, because it's so cringe. The way it gets delivered, "we're gonna win the game." I want to know what that is from. I need it. I require it. The way the guy is saying it is so preposterous.
How did I know?
What? Yeah, and first of all, I want to say, whoever donated $455,000 worth of stuff, that's very nice. But how do they think that's gonna get to 11 million people? How is that distributed to 11 million?
It doesn't. That's not enough money to give out to 11 million people. That's not enough supplies to even try to give out to 11 million people. You have to give it to the government over there. That is how communism works. It is distributed amongst the people. It's supposed to be distributed amongst the people. Then it's nowhere near enough. It goes to the government. The political elites get everything they want. You're never going to see this stuff. None of you are going to see this stuff. It's going to cost an arm and a leg just to touch it.
Spirit of it, nice. They're actually, it'd be like if you see, let's say, there's a tyrant on a block, right, who is ruling with an iron fist, raping, starving, killing everybody, and they say, hey, we need help, and you go, oh, great, and give that bully $430,000. That they are enabling
the bully
and empowering the government.
And this is something that Hassan did. Because America bad. Because America bad. America is the bad people. Cuba is great. Look at how wonderful Cuba is. Look at all the people in Cuba in this very specific area that we are allowed to film, and no other areas we are allowed to film.
Which will ensure the people remain oppressed for as long as the government can get away with it. The government will ensure that people live in poverty while they live high on the hog. It's never happened any other way. It's never taken place any other way. There is no example of communism where that has not been the case. Maoist China, you look at Pol Pot, you can look at Stalin.
I mean, a really good thing. I do suggest people check it out. Preferably read Superman Red Sun. Love Superman Red Sun. It's a great retelling and a great depiction of actually how communism works, to the point that even Superman can't figure out how to make communism work. But in the actual graphic novel itself, or the miniseries, whatever you want to call it, it shows, you know, Superman being at these lavish galas, the lavish things prior to him taking out Stalin, prior to the death of Stalin and him taking over. He was at these lavish events, these lavish things, and then you saw the gulags. Then you would see how the everyday people acted, how to handle, how they were just impoverished all over the place. Oh, while Superman and the people in the political party, they were lavishing it up. Wonderful galas, wonderful events, big old mansions. That's reality. That's not even a joke. That is how it really goes down. And again, I suggest reading the comic over the actual movie, because the movie is not that good.
Of course, you can look at the Castros, Guevara. All of them individually lived the decadent lifestyle that they champion against,
because it's all about power. Everything here is about power, power for myself. That is all it ever is. It's not actually about benefiting the people. It is about stealing power for oneself and doing whatever it takes to have that power so you can have a decadent lifestyle. That's all it's ever been about.
The people live in poverty. Not one example to the opposite. So maybe that's why you can contrast these wealthy leftists supporting, enabling communism, which, by the way, they've told you that. They've told you that's what they want to do. While the Cuban people, who overwhelmingly, when you look at any data, and it's very hard to find because the government isn't too keen on transparency, overwhelmingly oppose their communist regime. Maybe that's why you see the contrast between these people, five-star resort, and the Cuban people living in total darkness this weekend.
Oh, by the way, listen to that wonderful music there. Listen to all that. Guess where that's coming from?
The only thing lit up was the hotel where they were staying.
Sweet car.
This is sick and disgusting. To know that Hassan allowed this to happen, like participate in this, not just allowed this to happen, but help facilitate this. To know that these people did all this. Again, it's going out there into the streets with all the little people, all the lessers, okay, all the dirty, disgusting. See, I gave you a piece of fruit. Now thank me. And then you go up into your lavish mansion. Oh, well, that person who you just gave a piece of fruit to is getting shanked because, well, the other people want that piece of fruit. That's all you did here. You treated the people like Cuba nothing more than political pawns. And now you want your pats on the back. So you go back to your lavish hotel instead of actually helping benefit anybody here. Instead of doing anything actually good here, you just wanted to make it look like you were doing good, when in reality you were doing nothing more than being sick, disgusting, barbaric people, helping to enable an actual awful oppressive regime because you're too... I don't know. At one level, there has to be stupidity mixed into this, but at the other level, I think you fully know what it is that you're doing. You want to lie to the people to think that you're actually doing good, when in reality, you are nothing more than sick, depraved monsters.
Ah, look, Cuba looks fine. Jeez. Whoops.
And I want, again, like I was beside myself this weekend, think of this level of evil. People going, hey, we're starving. Please, can you guys get the government out? Don't give them anything. They're just going to use it to oppress us more. And then white liberals going, shut up. No, the government is good. And just to be clear,
white liberals that don't even live on the island. They're not from there. They're coming from decadent areas here in the States. They're coming from areas like California, well, I'm including an Irish rapper. They're coming from decadent areas, decadent lifestyles, all to come over here to say, the people don't know any better. They're all stupid. Shut up. The government is fantastic. Don't listen to the people. Ignore the fact that they burnt down a government building just a few weeks ago.
I have said their allegiance is to communism. I mean it. That's not hyperbole. They can't even make the argument that actually, well, hold on a second. You know, we do want to work with the government to help the people, but maybe there can be some reform. No, the Code Pink-backed envoy, these people gave a standing ovation to Cuban dictator, tyrant, communist Miguel Diaz-Canel. Here's the video. They are saluting a tyrant.
You don't despise these people enough. You don't despise these monsters enough. This is the bourgeoisie that they always go around there saying are the bad people. This is what they are. By the way, I'm looking in the background. There's a Palestine flag. Because of course there is. Of course there is. There has to be. These people are all fucking sick, deranged, evil monsters. They are all awful.
Now take this into context. By the way, we live stream at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you're watching a clip, we do it every weekday. That guy ordered basically the ban of any artistic displays in Cuba outside of those approved by the government.
What? So then that mural, guys, realize that mural that they were painting, had to be okayed by the government. What you might, I believe this clip has, what you'll see a little bit later, was ordered by the government and allowed by the government. Not everybody else. You aren't allowed to have fun. You're in pitch black darkness, you're not allowed to have fun. People at the 5-star hotel, oh, you guys gotta have a load of fun.
That was one of his first acts. He fined dozens of people for internet posts criticizing the regime. And by the way, the fine is 3 times the average monthly salary. This is a guy who...
Again, these people freak out over the fact that we are trying to charge Don Lemon with violating people's actual rights. And they say that's against the First Amendment. They say you're violating his free speech. Ignore the rights of anybody going to church. Ignore all that. No. But it's okay that this dude is throwing in political dissidents for posting stuff that he disagrees with. It's okay for that. Cuba good, America bad.
Imprisoned 1,500 people for protesting over the economy. Not for acts of violence, for protesting.
Imagine if this was happening, if this was legitimately happening in America. They say it's happening to America, but it's objectively not. Only losers and tards believe that. But think if that was actually happening here. Even I would be speaking out against it, and I'd be locked up for it. All those anti-ICE protests, all those anti-ICE events, all the No Kings protests, you'd be locked up for that if you did that over in Cuba. No, but Cuba good, America bad.
Hey, maybe the reason that the power only was on in the hotel in that convention center, as opposed to anywhere else in Cuba, was because this dictator, this tyrant, wants people like this, who he knows will support him, to go out and champion his cause on social media. Maybe he wants them to push the propaganda while...
Oh, he definitely does want them to push the propaganda, but here's the reality. Here's the cold hard facts, okay? He really just needs to give them a decent time, because they're gonna do it for him no matter what. As long as he gives them like an okay time, something that they're not gonna be complaining about, they'll do it freely. He doesn't have to even really try, because they're already doing it. Prior to this, they were out there doing it. Now he just has to basically give them a parade and a party and go like, here you go. You did the work for me. Thank you very much. Have fun and keep it up. It's not because he wants them to do it. It's because he likes that they're already doing it. Again, they were doing it long before this because they're awful, evil, monstrous people that you don't hate enough.
People starve. Do you get how evil this is?
Mm-hmm. That's a very important thing to remember there. In 2018, ordered all artistic displays to be government approved. So that wall they're painting...
Approved.
That was approved, if not mandated or guided. That concert... All the videos are taken. Everything had to be approved.
Yep.
They didn't have, and they go in there. Oh, I'm doing that. No, you had no say in any of it.
Yep. And every single person who they encounter would have to be people approved by the communist regime.
All the people they might have done interviews with, talked to, discussed stuff with, all of that, that's A-okayed by the commies. All the people saying, oh, we love it here, Cuba is great, America bad. Those were done by government officials. They treat you like you're stupid. They think that you're idiotic, that you can't see through the lies, the manipulation, and the bullshit. And the sad thing is, there's some people that are just too idiotic, too dumb, don't know any better, that believe it. Like, oh my God, look at what we're actually doing to the Cuban people. Oh my God, America's a terrorist nation. Look at what they're doing to the Cuban people. Libertarians are even falling for it. Liber-fucking-tarians are supporting communists. Make that shit make sense.
And then these people go out on social, go, oh, the Cuban people actually love the... You literally can't leave the premises from where it has been entirely orchestrated.
Yeah.
As nothing more than propaganda. So let's go through the key players pushing this evil. And I mean evil. People are dying because of communism.
And it hasn't just been recently. This hasn't been, that's Big L. No, static. It's not just the big L's. It's not just the big L's. A lot of libertarians, small L's included, are hating on America because they're blockading. They're continuing the blockade of Cuba and not allowing them to have oil. And they say that that's a terrorist act right now and that America's a terrorist country, because they're punishing the citizenry of Cuba for their government. If the oil got there, the government still wouldn't give it to the people. And I say this, okay? I say what he's saying there. I go back to the Spanglish interview, which I might have to do a reaction on. Spanglish generation, that chick that you saw for like a little bit. I wish she would. I should have showed it more. She grew up in Cuba. She was born during the 80s. She lived there. She saw herself being born, like her parents were born there. She talked about the day she was born and how awful it was on her family. She talked about all of that. That's been going on for years. That's been going on for years over in Cuba. Static. Dave Smith literally said that I'm not even joking. Dave Smith said America is a terrorist country because of what we're doing over in Cuba right now. I'm not even joking. That was on Piers Morgan today.
In Cuba, and these people want that government. Make no mistake, that's why.
And reminder, Dave Smith is the leader of the Mises Caucus, which is supposed to be the more moderate libertarians and the reasonable libertarians.
Why they saluted them. That's why they give them a standing out. They want that government to remain in power because America bad. Kneecap, an Irish rapper, I guess.
What? They got the best kind of rap.
Yeah. Tibia was taken.
Listen, I'll say this. There's some good Irish music out there. There's a decent, I don't want to say he's folk, but he's more pop. I guess he's technically a pop singer over in Ireland. He's pretty good. There's a couple good Irish bands that I actually do like listening to because Irish music is good. And also I'm part Irish. So yes, I like Irish music, but Irish rap, no thank you. Listen, we could sit. There's some good songs we got over there. There's some great music and great sounds from over there. I don't want to listen to you guys rap. That sounds that sounds atrocious. I could barely understand you.
But 2 Chainz wasn't available?
So he decided to show up and support Cuba's tyrannical.
And you're right, Static. He is super gay.
Regime.
I might need to pause this just because he's actually like playing the music, but this here, Kneecap Havana, this here is apparently Irish rap.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, a bouncy.
Oh, look at that, guys. Look at them having a great little party. Code Pink's having a party for the commies. He's having a party for the commies. Again, I'm pausing it because I might get copyrighted because fuck the commies. Because obviously, listen, he's a commie. He supports communism. Obviously, he would never copyright me for the music that he's singing, right? He absolutely wouldn't do that. Oh my God, I have to pause it just because of how bad it is. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's all I'm hearing. I'm just something da. Something da. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I did hear da da da. I think I just heard da da da.
Also, the remaining places that had power outside that hotel went out right after their concert.
They get to have a big old party, guys. They get to have a big old party. Code Pink and commies get to have a big old party. The rest of the country doesn't. The rest of the island actually lost all of its power. The rest of the people throughout all of Cuba started suffering after you threw your big old party for yourselves because of how great you did. Oh my God, look at all this goods that we brought to the Cuban government. Now we're going to pat ourselves on the back. Oh, Hassan is out there going like, I'm such a great person. Pat myself on the back with this big old party. Ignore all the suffering I'm causing. You don't hate these people enough.
Whoops.
Including 5 hospitals, by the way.
Dang.
While he's up there in...
And it was being reported that everybody in one of those hospitals, everybody died who was on ventilators. I don't know how true that is. That was being reported. Kind of sounds like propaganda, which I don't like, but at the same time, it could potentially be true because it is Cuba and the medical supplies that they do have, even when the government allows them to have it, isn't really that great.
Cuba saying, free Palestine. Yeah, that's what the Cuban people need. They need you to sermonize on Palestine. He even confirmed this, by the way. This is not hearsay. You can check out the references. We make them available every show. He wrote, even in Havana, with the power cutting out shortly after our gig, the message of solidarity to Palestine remains the same.
I can barely feed you want me to believe that these people who can barely feed themselves, have no power, have no ability to actually do what it is that they need to do on a daily basis, have to live on $13 a month. It's either a week or a month. I always get that one a little bit wrong. Correct me. I think it's probably a week. They get paid so little. They care more about what's going on in Gaza and Palestine. Miss me with that bullshit.
F off.
No bleep needed for that. By the way, it's not just an individual. Kneecap is the group name, not the individual.
I don't
name,
care.
Yeah. No, I don't care either. But I want to make sure
I
they
know.
don't have anything
Kneecap
to
the
complain
group.
about.
I'm sorry. It's like the Beastie Boys, but gay.
What are there, two of them?
So he acknowledges the power went off. So there's no power anywhere else on the island. There was some power, right there around the hotel. Hey, do you think that members of the Cuban government can't hit a crank and let people boil their water? No.
Well, they could. They just don't want to. That's for them. Not the everyday people. Why would we ever benefit the people? Why would it ever work for the people?
Oh, of course they want to starve their people. For the same reason they have to have armed guards protecting these approved artists so that they don't get torn limb from limb. But he wants to use this platform to push Palestine. They want this government in power. Hassan Piker.
Jeez.
Here's the best parts.
Is the other player here. And I'm going to fact check what he told you. It's just factually incorrect. He seems to be getting dumber. He flew commercial, looked like they were flying first.
By the way, the reason he seems to be getting dumber is because he's more brazen in his propaganda. He's just going full propaganda mode. That's why he seems to be getting dumber. He does not give a shit anymore. He's just going to do whatever it is that he wants to do to get power, because all this is about power and control.
Class, I have no problem with it, except for when you say you're going on a flotilla and you're doing this in solidarity with the Cuban people. Stayed at a 5-star hotel, the Grand Hotel Bristol in Havana. The cheapest room is like over $200 a night.
I could potentially afford that if I save up like 2 months worth of fucking income. I could end up affording that. That's still 5 stars, but Jesus Christ, he went there. He chose to go there. Okay, I'm gonna give Hassan a little bit of slack here, okay, with what we're about to do. I don't know if he chose to go to the 5-star hotel or was told, hey, you're gonna stay at the 5-star hotel. Okay, I don't know that part. But where we're about to go with this, I'm cutting him a little slack because I don't know for sure. I don't want to say he chose to do this. He might have been told he's gonna do this and didn't really put up much of a fight. I will be very clear on that.
The average,
but at the same time, it's still not good.
Salary for someone in Cuba is $13 a month, just to be clear.
$13 a month. So I was right with that one. God, that I feel even worse because I thought it was a week.
Piker misinformed his audience. He wants you to know he was forced to stay at the 5-star hotel by the American government.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that part. It was not the American government that forced you to stay there. It would probably be the Cuban government, but not the American government. And I'm really betting when the Cuban government said that you're going to be staying here, you really put up a big old fight on that one.
The American government makes it illegal for Americans to stay wherever they want when they're in Cuba.
Lie. Oh, by the way, we'll come back to this clip here because that's him drinking a nice little espresso.
They have to stay in what they've declared as 5-star hotels, right?
Wrong.
Oh, poor you.
I'm telling you all this because, like, even the 5-star hotels are not like,
not good enough, huh?
Not for a guy with.
It's not like it's what the American government has declared 5-star hotels.
Yeah.
It's all the American government. It's the American government. Listen, the American government called this a 5-star hotel. It's all the American government. The American government's the reason I did this. Well, here's the
gross American government. Enjoy those $2,000 Cartier pedophile glasses. Here's the truth.
Cute little espresso cup.
Yeah. The truth is the opposite of that. It's actually the opposite. Americans are only prohibited from staying at government-owned properties. And there are plenty of people who do missions trips or do charity work, right? There are exemptions. The American policy is actually officially to encourage that people stay at individual homes. They're called casas particulares, if I'm pronouncing that. Particulares. Meaning the American government says you just can't stay at government-owned properties, and we recommend that you stay at individual Airbnbs.
I wonder why. I wonder why they would suggest you stay at the Airbnbs. I know Steven's about to tell us why, but I wonder why they would rather you stay at the individual Airbnbs instead of the government-owned properties. I wonder why. I mean, before Steven even tells us why would you think that would be the case? Go to the individual. or help out the commie government. What would you think? Maybe it's because the individual actually gets that money and the commie government doesn't. Just a thought.
So that your money will go directly to people.
I still doubt that's how that actually works. It probably still goes to the communist regime, but I don't know the intricacies of that little bit. But yes, it's to help out the people. But hey, you know, Hassan did a good thing. He went there and he raised awareness.
Hassan Piker chose to stay at the 5-star hotel, which he
again, I'm gonna say he might not have chose to stay there, but he probably didn't put up much of a fight.
Wants you to know isn't all that nice. Does it get any more obvious as far as limousine liberal, if people use the term champagne socialist? Could it possibly be any more obvious that these people are loyal to communism and that they're evil?
It could be more obvious, but here's the thing. Either people choose to be naive about it or they're too retarded to actually recognize it. That's kind of how it is. They either think that it benefits them in the long run, that Hassan just makes a mockery of their ideology and their way of life and whatever they want to have happen with their revolution, or they're okay, or they're just too dumb to realize it.
It's fine though. Cubans love actually having no power, being broke, while artists from other countries get to play in a hotel with a bouncy house.
Yeah,
it's true.
They obviously love it. They obviously adore it. Why wouldn't you love it? You can barely afford to even feed yourself or your family. Obviously, you want foreign artists to have a great time.
One of my favorite places officially. I totally understand why.
Again, every country that is a commie country, he loves more than anything else. He loves China. He loves Cuba. Every country that has commies in it, he loves.
Will was saying that about Cuba. It's remarkable. The people's resilience is remarkable. There's like rolling blackouts that take place throughout the day, every day, all around the country, right?
Yes, because of the government.
Why?
11 million people. But today is a beautiful day out here. It's like 75 degrees, sunny.
Oh.
People are partying.
I wonder why they're out there chilling, why they're out there having a good old time trying to just survive. I wonder why they're doing that, Hassan. Have you thought that little bit through? Have you thought that little nugget through of why they're outside doing stuff instead of, being at work, and why they're outside chilling instead of going to work and making money? Have you thought that little bit through?
People are partying in the streets. I don't know if it's like an island mindset. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if that has something to do with it. I'm sure that has something to do with it, but like, they're just chilling. Like, Cubans just, they vibe. They chill.
They vibe.
They're vibing.
They chill.
What the?
I wonder why. Could it be because they have nothing to do? Could it be that there's no work, no capabilities, that they're doing whatever it is that they could, and that they are just basically out there on the street corners because there's nothing else to do? Again, this is a country that has 13-year-old prostitutes that will go up to anybody that comes from outside the country and beg them to take them away as their wives. That's what they do. These people will do whatever it takes to get a little bit of money to survive. That's why they're so resilient, because their government has oppressed them so much. It is impressive to see the Cuban people survive this long. My heart goes out to them. Don't get me wrong, and I love them. But the government is the problem here. It's not America. And the reason they're living that way is because they have nothing better to do.
Hell, they're on street corners because they have no jobs and they have no food.
They chill. They don't really argue or fight back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They're pretty chill. They got good vibes.
Also notice that none of these people uploaded anything to social outside of what was taking place in that hotel and a few guided tours.
Because they weren't allowed to. Hassan, I don't know if it's in this clip. I might not have the clip on me. But Hassan openly ends up saying, hey, we took some interviews, but they're probably not going to go up. They're probably we talked to some people, but we didn't really record them. Wonder why. I wonder why that is. I wonder why you're never gonna see those interactions. I really do wonder why that's never gonna happen.
It's remarkable to me. Yeah, they seem to be fine. Really? They're fine. They're rolling back, but they're cool with it. Doesn't have to be, and it's been going on for decades. This is not new. Here's something else. I couldn't believe that this was said out loud. And just picture someone saying this, like, yeah, the Africans in Africa suck, but the Africans in America are cool, or vice versa. This is exactly what
it would be more like if the Africans and Americans suck, but the Africans in Africa are awesome. That's kind of more how it is.
Hassan said the Cubans in Miami, the people who fled Cuba,
the people that risked their lives to get on a raft to travel, I think it's 20 miles of open water to get here. The people that potentially went into Guantanamo and risk mines and dying. The people that actually risked their lives to leave the country. They're the wrong ones.
They're actually bad. But the Cubans in Cuba are cool. So don't listen to the Cuban Americans who tell you it's bad. Listen to Hassan Piker.
Not in Miami? Oh, dude, it's the reversal. Actually, literally, like, exact opposite. Like, all the good Cubans stayed here, and most of the ones that are crazy just like flew up there.
Wow, that internet connection, buddy, over in Cuba, your new favorite home, your new favorite country, man, that internet connection.
I swear to God, I had a really funny experience with that. It's like,
I'm probably wrong with those miles, Static. I probably am wrong. I don't know if it's 20 miles of open water. I don't remember off the top of my head. But we'll keep this going. Then I'll look up that info.
We get in the car. We get into Uber last night. Marsh and I are about to discuss that we're gonna be in Cuba, like talking about plans, right? And I was like, March, don't say anything, because I noticed that the dude in the car.
By the way, I just looked it up. I was wrong by a lot. Oh. I was wrong on those numbers by a lot. It's actually 230 to 300 miles between Cuba and America. I thought it was 20 miles. That's my bad. I got that one really wrong. I got it right here on my phone. I got it right here on my phone.
Car was a Miami Cuban. I was like, I literally went, don't say anything. And then I just asked him. I was like, where are you from? And he's like, oh, Cuba. And I was like, okay. And I just asked him about, like, you know, what his feelings are about what's going on. March actually spat some Spanish at him.
Oh, how worldly.
Okay. And let me tell you, okay?
Tell me.
He said, Donald Trump needs to finish the job. That's what he said. That was the first guy.
Yeah.
I wonder why he would say that. I wonder why a man who risked, and again, we fact checked this just here because, yeah, I got it wrong. I'll take my L. Slap me with those L's. Plant a big old L on my head because it was not 20 miles. I was way off with that one. 230 miles to 300 miles via a raft. His family traveled that to get here. Risking his entire life. Leaving what he knew behind. Because they knew it was better over here than it was over in Cuba. So many people risked their entire livelihoods to do that. And the several others wanted to do it. I'm gonna shout it out, the Spanglish story. Okay, the Spanglish generation interview that Steven Crowder did just last Friday. Go watch it. She was born in Cuba. And the main reason she was born in Cuba is because her father refused to leave Cuba, because when he was given a chance to actually flee Cuba, he stopped because he was in charge of a church and said, and they were told that the moment he leaves, the government's coming in to take over this church. He said no to stay so he could protect that church because he didn't want to fall into the government's hands. So she actually had to live in Cuba, and they gave up going because they tried to at least protect a little bit of what they knew, because they didn't want the government to take over something that they loved. They gave up that opportunity and let a bunch of dissidents flee. People were willing to go no matter what, but they got trapped there. There's still people willing to flee. I wonder why. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, and so would every single Cuban American and Cuban who thinks that they're actually speaking under legitimate terms of anonymity. All of them. At a certain point, they can't all be wrong. But let me get this straight. The guy who's vacationing in Cuba as part of a propaganda tour cheering the government wants to educate the man who lived in Cuba as to why it's actually great?
Yes. Yes, he does. Because Hassan, the Turkish communist, knows better.
This was
this is white privilege incarnate. The thing that they go out there and bitch and moan about, this is that incarnate. He knows better than the person that actually lived under it. And he wants you to shut the hell up because you don't know what it is that you're talking about. It doesn't matter that you actually lived it. You have your own lived experience. You know, the thing that you guys love to talk about so much. He knows better.
This entire weekend.
What an arrogant asshole.
Yeah. I think it's worse than arrogance. I think these people, they don't want you to know that they support communism. They would love to see a global communist takeover. They've let you know, Cuba, great. America, bad. Communism in Cuba, better than Donald Trump in the United States. And then the irony is lost them. If you're wondering why Hassan Piker didn't live stream any of the interviews, well, he explained that too without a hint.
Oh, we have the clip. Okay, this is the clip that I wanted.
Of irony.
Most of the interviews will be off the stream because it's like very difficult to, it's very difficult to get around. Not as bad as like you would think, but it's still obviously a bit of a pain to get around. And also on top of that, there's severe.
Why don't you just party and vibe
limitations here? The energy grid is currently stable, luckily. But as you guys,
the energy grid is currently stable. That's why after we did our big old party, excuse me, everything else ended up shutting down. Everything else ended up shutting down, but not where we were at.
No, the energy grid was taken out for like 24 hours.
By who?
Just not in your hotel and the government buildings.
And the government won't let him go anywhere is probably what he's saying. Like, oh, it's hard to get around. Like, you'd be surprised. Why? They have cars. Don't they have cars there? I thought you could get around. Or maybe they want you to stay at the quote-unquote not-so five-star resort.
Right.
I don't think they have a ton of cars. But
they do have quite a few. They're all from the 50s.
I'm sure he doesn't want to advertise how hard it is to get around for people because it has been for years and years and years. And it's not a new thing. I'm sure he doesn't want to advertise that.
So stupid.
Also, he's not allowed to leave the premises.
Yeah.
That's more than likely what it is. And I'm gonna stop this clip here, continue watching it because they start going into other directions with it all. But I want to keep hitting this Hassan thing because I want you guys, before we go too far, I want you to, this is the background, okay? This is the background, and I'm pointing out these backgrounds for a reason. Here's him drinking his espresso. Here's the background. We go back over here. That's the same background. 5-star hotel. This is his 5-star hotel. We could go to all these clips. 5-star hotel background. This is all the 5-star hotel background. The reason, same exact room. Everything about this is the exact same. And the reason I'm doing this is because recently Hassan addressed this thing, and then we'll go into more of the stuff. But Hassan addresses the tiny espresso cup, says it was served at a friend's house and not room service. So here's the hotel. So here's this. Here it is. And then here's him. Same spot, different day. We can go over to other areas. It's the exact same clip. I have other areas. Exact same spot. Not here. This wouldn't be up. I think it's here. No, this is back when he's at home. This is this exact same spot. So all these clips are apparently not from the 5-star hotel according to him. But let's see. Let's listen to it from the horse's mouth himself.
But we got to replay that last part.
Experiencing that dichotomy is like definitely me up. Definitely.
You couldn't have done that better if you scripted it. I bet he has a Grey Poupon suppository.
Like, I don't understand. I'm literally not even in the hotel here.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Every clip that we are seeing is from this exact spot. All your streams were done in the exact spot. You want me to believe that now, magically, the one time that you're drinking out of the espresso cup, you're not in the exact same hotel? Bull fucking shit.
For the record.
Hell, actually, let's get a better view of this again. Let's get a better view, because when you go over to him drinking out of that espresso cup. Look at that background. Now I could believe maybe this is somebody's house. Maybe this is somebody else. But whenever I see outlets that are designed like this, that are built into the wall, that are looking like this, I always think, that's definitely a household outlet right there. That's definitely an outlet from a household. This is the exact same clip where he's drinking out of the espresso. This is somebody's fucking house, according to him. Bullshit. Bullshit.
I'm at a friend's house.
Why didn't you say, okay, if you're now at a friend's house, why didn't you stay at that friend's house the entire time? Why didn't you stay there? You have a friend there. Why aren't you staying with your friend's house? Why did you go up to the 5-star hotel? Why didn't you just stay with your friend? Why were you forced into that 5-star hotel? You're streaming out of a friend's house, apparently. Why did you stream out of the friend's house and then go back to the 5-star hotel? Why didn't you just stay with your friend? It's because he's lying.
Okay. This was a local's home that I'm in.
Bullshit.
Okay. And not only that, but Ryan Grimm made me a fucking coffee.
Oh, they just made you a coffee randomly. They just made you a little coffee randomly. Bullshit.
Are they saying it's because I'm drinking coffee like a gay guy? Like, what the fuck is this?
No, it's because you're drinking a decadent coffee in a country that has nothing.
Like, yeah, it's a tiny cup, man. I'm a massive guy. It's a Cuban coffee. What the fuck's the problem? This reminds me of enjoy your fancy burger, Mr. President. Yeah.
Story up his butthole. By the way, his glasses cost $1,400.
Yeah, broke boy. What's up? Yeah.
No, that's not the point. The point is that you have decadency, all while trying to say that you're helping out the Cuban people when you're not. You stayed in a 5-star fucking hotel, drinking expensive coffees, doing all this while the people of Cuba have nothing. $13 a month salary. You are a monster and disgusting human being.
I got swag, bitch. What are you going to do about it? Suck my
times the average Cuban salary and 4 times what I pay my right.
Dumbass.
It is so much more. Oh, that little bit there. That little bit. You told him to suck your dick. You told him to suck your dick. I thought you had great swag. I thought you had wonderful swag.
Times what I pay my right.
Dumbass. Anything that you wear is going to be like 3 times the average Cuban salary.
No. No. This shirt's like $10. Yeah, this hat is a little bit much, but most of my hats are actually free that I get from work. Most of my clothes aren't anywhere near that. My daily attire is probably about $40. I wear $20 jeans, if that, every single day. My freaking shorts I have on right now are like $3. No. If I want to dress nicer, yeah, I have an outfit that's probably about $100, probably. But that's it. I don't have clothes like you. My outfit, I could look the exact same like the people over in Cuba, easily. Granted, I had a couple $100 pair of sunglasses, but we're not talking about those right now. When was the last time you bought a shirt and jeans? When was the last time you bought a shirt and jeans? I need to buy jeans again, but I always price those out. I always buy like $20 pair of jeans over at my I go literally when I buy jeans, guys, I'm not even joking about this. I go to Farmer Supply and I pick up like 4 pairs of jeans because I get money back from my company. I get $100. I buy 4 pairs. Those last me a year. That's pretty much what I do.
It's a very poor island. We've kept it poor. That's the point.
No, we did not keep it poor. We didn't keep it poor. The Cuban government kept it poor. But hey, you're not going to talk about that a little bit. You want to now just virtue signal because he took a good old knob at how your decadency compares to the people of Cuba that you said you were there to work for. But hey, we're gonna go back here. We have this. Hassan explains the difference between Miami Cubans. Oh, we already watched that clip, so we don't need to do it again. Here's more confirmation about like the decadency and elegancy of what Hassan was actually wearing. I applaud this man's bravery. He flew from LA to Miami first class, endured a 30-minute flight on a coach, stayed one night in a 5-star hotel, made tens of thousands of dollars streaming the whole ordeal, and was back in time for March Madness. Truly a socialist icon. That's from H3H3, but we got more. Did you know he once considered going to Gaza? $1,300 glasses right there. Oh, what we got here? These dumb MFers went to Cuba to throw a rave for themselves with the last drops of oil on the island. Bouncy castle slide for Cuba. Don't worry, everyone. They painted a mural, which is government approved, by the way. And I can't read that little bit, but hey, we got more. We have Hassan addresses backlash surrounding the kneecap performance. Oh, you're actually going to address it. Well, let's see, because I mean, this is some insane stuff right here, bro. This is some insane stuff. Like, your performance ended up costing the rest of the country all of its power for a time being. But what is your reasoning?
I basically landed in Cuba and spent every moment that I had. I didn't participate in a lot of the stuff and any of the stuff really that
bullshit, because you would not be allowed to do that.
The Progressive International was doing. Which is why it's also like additionally funny while they're on the one hand, they're lying about like the events that took place.
We're lying. You guys filmed it all. We saw what happened. We saw what went down and we saw the aftermath. You're just lying now yourself because you're so scared because you know how bad this all looks.
On the other hand, they keep saying I was, a principal participant of the.
You were one of the mainstays there. You were one of the main driving forces here. You were one of their big target audiences there. You were obviously one of the driving forces there.
These events that took place, I wasn't. I was actually hanging out. I didn't do anything with Progressive International, even though I love those guys and they did fantastic work out there.
So you didn't go out there to do any work. So you just went there for a vacation is what you're saying.
Because I locked in with Belly of the Beast, the independent news outlet in Cuba, one that I really, really leaned into. I mean, they're fucking incredible. Basically, I spent every moment just conducting interviews, like talking to regular Cubans.
You said those interviews aren't going to be happening. You said we're not going to be able to see these interviews. But you did all these interviews. You did all these interviews, dude, even though you said that these interviews aren't going to happen.
Talking to people that are doing incredible work and investigating like how this complex system of restrictions has actually harmed Cuban production every step of the way.
Because the government doesn't have the resources to actually, do anything now. So they're hoarding it all because they always hoard it all. They've only ever hoarded it all. The people don't get the stuff. But hey, you're going to act like you know better.
Kneecap participated in one of the many daily festivals that happen during the day.
In one location that ended up drawing out all the rest of the power in their surrounding area. They ended up causing the rest of the country to go dark outside of the 5-star hotel that you stayed at.
Okay. That festival that they participated in had Cuban musicians that were also
only allowed to sing via the government, because in 2018, again, the government said that you have to be approved by us to even do any artistic outings. So it's all just commie propaganda.
Participating in it. It was free for all Cubans to attend, and
it's free because they have no money.
Overwhelmingly Cubans that were there.
That were approved by the government.
It blows my fucking mind that these people can be so cynical and so gross.
We're cynical and gross. We didn't throw a party that cost the rest of Cubans all their power for the remaining days. We're not the ones that caused a massive blackout on the island that has no resources right now because the government hoards it all.
That they think that like regular everyday Cubans don't want to experience fucking joy. It blows.
Wait, I thought you said they experience joy all the time. I thought you said that they experience joy constantly, that they're chill, they're always out there partying, they're having a good old time right now. You guys had to come over there to give them joy? I thought they always experienced joy. That's what you said. They were always experiencing joy.
Blows my mind. You just don't even want to think. Like, you literally can see it. You can see it in real time. You can see Cubans dancing, singing, having a good time.
You said they were always doing that. You said they were constantly doing that, but now, but you guys had to come there and give them joy.
And you're like, oh, they must be brainwashed.
We know that they're only allowed to do this via the government. 2018, all art is sponsored by the government. You are not allowed to put up murals, art, sing songs, or do anything without the government's approval.
Someone was claiming that they were being bribed with treats.
They actually probably were. Think about it. You're throwing this massive party, putting out all this food here. People that get nothing all the time, you think they're going to go to the party? Hell yeah, they are. That makes sense. It is a bribe.
And then I come back and I see people on the sidelines trying to do their very best to continue justifying the asphyxiation that we have implemented on this island.
Oh, it's our fault, guys. Again, it's all our fault. America bad.
The people died because you morons threw a giant party and sucked up all the electricity. These are fucking Cubans, man. These are everyday Cubans having a great time.
No, they're allowed to have a great time right now because, well, the Communist Party is allowing them to do it. And then you killed people. You caused this. Own up to it. You don't want to because you know how bad this looks. You know how awful this looks right now because you're a scumbag, Hassan.
On a free concert.
It was free, guys. It was free. We gave them joy. It was free. It was free. Ignore the fact that lives were lost. Hospitals lost power. The rest of the country all lost power after this event. Ignore all that. They had fun. They had joy. It was free. They got food. We gave them a party and then everybody died.
That was thrown together. And it wasn't just...
It was thrown together. Bullshit. No, the Communist Party had to accept it. Again, that little law, that little thing the dictator put in back in 2018, he had to approve all of this stuff. Quit acting like this is just a happenstance event. He had to approve everything.
His kneecap was like, Cuban artists that were also participating in it.
Communist artists that were allowed by the government.
I say you're a fucking insanely indecent person and you should really think hard about why you're repeating obvious moronic lies that MAGA is spamming on the timeline.
You caused this. We're not the disgusting person here. I didn't go over to a country and lose up the last of their power. I didn't do that. You did. You participated in it and now you're justifying it. Good for you.
Vicious scumbag. 5-star hotel powered by generators while the local hospital goes dark. You are truly, genuinely a psychopath.
That's fact. That's a fact.
Wow. This guy is one of the biggest, most troubled, most schizophrenic, vulgar demons I have ever encountered in my fucking life. And he has the audacity to claim that he is a humanitarian and a liberal.
Are you going to refute what he had to say there? Are you going to refute it? You went to a 5-star hotel that was powered via generators while the rest of the country didn't have any power. We saw the videos. We saw it all. You guys threw a big old party. All the power went out. Your little area had power. We see it all day and night. Are you going to refute any of this? No, you're just going to try to grandstand and moralize and say that you're the good one when they're calling you out because you deserve to be called out because you are a scumbag, a monster, a vile individual, somebody that should be criticized over and over again because quite frankly, you're awful.
Shame on this fucking piece of shit.
Why?
Shame on you.
Why? Refute what he has to say. Did you not cause that? Was that not something that happened?
Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. I wasn't even in Cuba when I tweeted this, for the record. Cubans are regular.
Doesn't matter if you weren't in Cuba when you tweeted it, you still participated in it.
People. Cubans are regular ass people. They enjoy music. They want to fucking go to a concert. They want to live their lives in spite of the fucking ridiculous blockade, right?
Yeah, they want to do that because they are not allowed to do that. They're never allowed to do that. That's why they want to do that.
In spite of the crippling blockade. This is the Kneecap Boys participating in a public free concert.
Hosted, put out by the government, and authorized via the communist government.
That was put together for Cuban artists, okay?
Commie
and they were
artists.
like, oh, we're here. Let's do it. We'll also participate in this concert. So they also gave a free performance for every Cuban that was in attendance. And these...
Oh, now you just changed it. You said all the Cubans could go there. It was free. It was free. It was free. Oh, but you had to be in attendance. How do you become a part of the attendance? Oh, you have to be approved by the government, probably?
People. And this concert is just mostly Cubans, right? Like, it's just... A lot of people were like, oh, they did a concert for just like the wealthy fucking tourists or whatever.
It was for the wealthy tourists. It was put on for the wealthy tourists and the government officials. That's what it was doing there.
No, it's just mostly Cubans, you fucking idiot.
Cuban officials?
Did you hang at the Malacon at night? People are dancing, making music all night long. It's beautiful. Yeah. I didn't.
That's not even true.
I went to just a couple different like
Wait, yeah, they're doing it, but you didn't know.
Bars. The first night I went to a bar with the Kneecap Boys, it was awesome. I had a
but you hung out with these people. Oh,
great time there. We just dumped a lot of cash to the best of our ability.
All that money ends up going into the government.
On everyday Cubans.
Oh, you put those people in risk now, buddy. That's not how that works. You just put all those people at risk because you can't just give them money. All of that now is going to be tracked, and the government's going to be coming for them. Do you not know this? You're not allowed to tip over there. People will lose their mind. You just giving them money, the government's going to be coming for them now. Congratulations, buddy. You put those people at risk. Man, I wonder how that's like.
But it was, it was much better, in my opinion, to just like go to like regular bars and regular restaurants that were, operating in spite of the circumstances, because it was
what circumstances?
There were just like real regular Cubans there.
Oh, there was just real regular Cubans at those places. But hey, we got a shot of all the money that you had there. Hey, again, Cubans, $13 a month salary.
Also, shouts out to the Hasanabi head at TSA that let me pass through without giving me too much grief, as I had wads and wads of cash on me. That was really funny. Because I walked through TSA and I got a fat stack on me. And it looks a lot more than it actually is because it's like small bills. That's what they told us. They were like, oh, like it's very, you should bring small bills and, just give people money, right? So I came in with this shit.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Look at that fat wad of dough right there. I saw ones on the back, but that's a 50 right there. That's a big old $50. That's a lot of money right there. Again, Cuban people only get $13 a month.
Okay. And this is...
Oh, that was a 20 on the other side.
It looks a lot more than it actually is. Okay.
Oh, really?
So...
That it looks like a lot more than it actually is. It looks like a lot more than it actually is. That's a fat wad of dough right there. There's a 20 on the back and a 50 on the front. That's a fuck ton of money. I don't even think I could ever make up that much money. I don't even think if I withdrew my bi-weekly paycheck, I could make a stack like that. I doubt I could. There's probably several $1,000s here. Probably a couple 10 G's, maybe 10 grand right there. Because a lot of people don't realize, like, those big briefcases of money, that's actually not a whole lot of money in there. It's actually, it might look like a whole lot, but in reality, to make like 10 G's of money, you don't need a briefcase. It's just like one large wad. That's really what it is.
It looks a lot more than it actually is. Okay.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So basically,
decadence big old wad of money, looking great, all there for the commies. All there for the commies.
What ended up happening is, what? Yeah, I walked in with a brick.
I'm gonna brag about this, but it's not that big of a deal. I walked in with a brick. I walked in with a brick of dough.
It's not actually a brick. It's not
actually a brick. Motherfucker, we're doing this again. That's a literal brick of money right there. That's a brick of fucking money right there.
Yeah, I walked in with a brick. It's not actually a brick. It's not actually a brick. Don't worry.
It is a brick.
But
it's a literal brick of dough. That was a literal brick of money. I actually have the same dimension. Oh no, it would be a little smaller than a brick, just because the bricks are to have a larger. My engineering brain's coming into effect right now, but that's the size of a brick, more or less. More or less. Maybe on the length it's not there and on the width, but that depth, that's a fucking brick.
you are so lucky you got a fucking fan. I know, because he was looking at me like, he's like, bro, you're Hassan. I'm like, yeah. He's like, what the hell is that in your hand?
Do you think he's a fan, or maybe do you think that maybe he's pegging you because you might actually need to be, looked over a couple times? Yeah, think about, reminder, guys, Hassan was stopped by the TSA before. Remember that big old controversy of Hassan being stopped by the TSA and the government's after him and stuff? You think maybe they have to actually all know that, oh my God, there's this dude named Hassan that you might want to always just keep an eye out on to see what he's doing. You think maybe that's going on? He's not a fan, but he actually just is aware of who you are.
Is that just a brick? What the fuck? And I was like, yeah.
Is a brick slang for a specific amount? It might be, but that's a fucking brick right there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Cuba, and like they're all small dollars. Like, don't worry.
$20 is a small dollar. $20 and $50. Those are small dollar bills right there. Those are small. Those are small. Go to the everyday American and look them in the eye and go like, yeah, I have this giant chunk of money right here, like this giant brick, but don't worry, it's just small dollars. It's a bunch of 20s and 50s. Are you serious? Where's the ones, 5s, and 10s? That's small. There was a 20 on one side and a 50 on the other. 1s, 5s, and 10s. Those are the small guys. 20s and 50s are the big. 20, 50s, and 100s are the big boys.
It's nothing crazy. Bro, you're gonna get robbed? Brother, the money is for the.
They're not going to get robbed. They're not going to get robbed. They have a bunch of freaking... They have literal soldiers protecting them, probably.
The people here, okay?
And all that money is just going to go to the commie. It's just going to the commies.
Like, if someone were to rob me of this money, that would be like, I was going to give it anyway. You know what I mean? It's just, it goes to one guy rather than a bunch of guys.
That's not how any of this works. That's not how any of this works. So many people have gone over to Cuba, tried to give tips, and they realize that's the no. You're not supposed to do this. But we got one more. Because not only, okay, we can't end this out on like this low mount, because we're already just showing off how scummy, how pathetic, how disgusting of a human being Hassan is, how awful this whole event was, how disturbing it actually looks. We do have to remind everybody that even while in Cuba, trying to help the Cuban people, the commies, the dirty commies, he still had to cry out about Asmongold. Asmongold cracks up at a tweet showing that Hassan's thinking about him on his Cuba trip. Even while in Cuba, he's still thinking about his butt boy, Asmongold.
Went to Cuba to sit in a hotel.
This is just pathetic. This is just sad and pathetic at this point in time. You went to Cuba and you still had to cry about Asmongold. You went to Cuba to go do your activism and you still cried your ass out over Asmongold. These aren't serious people. They're just blatant propagandists that don't give a crap. That's all they are.
Oh man, it's not a good place to be in, right? It's really not a good place to be in. Damn, that's too bad. That's really
sad.
just too bad.
Sad! Pathetic! He went to Cuba and still cries over the Roach Lord!
Wow. Well, you know, I gotta figure it out.
Just think, I've been on multiple vacations in my time, because I'm not gonna call this an activist trip. This is a vacation for Hassan at the end of the day. These people just went on a luxurious vacation to Cuba. They're saying that they helped people out, but in reality, they're doing nothing more than propaganda work for the Cuban government. That's all they're doing. This was a sick, deplorable publicity stunt, all to help them feel good about themselves. But let's be real fair, okay? At the end of the day, they're sick, they're disgusting, they're monstrous individuals, and Hassan's the worst, but he just can't get that Roach Lord out of his brain because he loves him so much. You are all monsters. That's what it is. You're just sick and disgusting people. All the babies in the test tubes died that day. I can't say what I was thinking on stream. I wish it was Nick Fuentes. I'm sorry! Reminder, guys. I learned this recently. Nick Fuentes was a test tube baby. Nikki J. Fuentes was a test tube baby. Nikki J. Fuentes was a test tube baby. By the way, Static, I'm happy you love me again. I'm happy you love me again. By the way, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to reveal too much. Just keep Gal in your prayers tonight, guys. Keep Gal in your prayers. Hopefully there's some good news coming her way, because she's been dealing with some like personal stuff right now. Keep her in her prayers. Hopefully something good happens tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, pray, do all the good stuff. Just shout out to Gal. Again, she's been going through a lot of personal stuff that I'm not at liberty to disclose. She could disclose if she ever wants to. It is what it is, but keep her in your thoughts and prayers, guys. It's nothing awful, like it's bad. Don't get me wrong. Like what she's been dealing with is bad, and like it does suck, but it's not like she's dying. On the scale of all this. This isn't like, oh my god, I hope she's gonna live or something like that. No, it sucks what she's been going through for a long time now, but we're praying that it hopefully turns for the better. So just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Oh god, I forgot about the babies in the incubators. Oh yeah, the NICU babies would end up dying. Do you think of how many people actually died when they lost all that power? You just think about how many people actually died. That's an insane amount of people, but okay. I knew the Cuban segment was gonna be. She's gonna be all right. I think she's gonna be all right. I hope she's all right. I hope everything works out well. That's where I'm at. I'm over here praying, and she doesn't know I did this shout out. Okay, she doesn't know. Okay. So nobody tell her. Nobody tell her that I told you all to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers. And hope that this is a good turning point. Don't tell her I said this. Shit. Somebody's gotta tell her. Fuck! Okay, here. You know what? What time is it? Do we want to end out on laughs, or... We're gonna end out on this. Actually, before we do this, no, we'll do this tomorrow. We'll do this though. We're gonna end out on this because this is a little sad and depressing. Just a little. This is slightly sad and depressing, just slightly. because I don't know how many of you guys like to watch Leaflet. Leaflet's an awesome person. I went to back for her when the recent drama with her Discord and everything, because I didn't think it was that bad. Was it not good? Yes, but it was not as bad as what the harmful opinions of the world wanted it to be, or the Nick whatever the crap his name is, Nick Andros's, all those Hassan Simpson, what they wanted it to be. They wanted it to be this disgusting, deplorable thing, and it was a disgusting drama. It really was just a disgusting drama through and through. But I don't know how many of you guys saw this. I'm not gonna play this whole clip. It's a 19-minute clip. I'll play like maybe the first minute or so. But Leaflet put out this video last week called "I Gave Up." Now this is actually about the drama and some of the stuff she was going through. And again, I'm just here to play like a little bit of this. Go check out the full video your guys' self, because it's a tough watch.
It's pretty hard to not want to attack your own side. It's very difficult, especially when they attack you first. It's very, very hard to like suppress your ego enough to like not crusade them back. Like, I had to go through that myself. Dude, when I was in like maximum like darkness, when I was like maximum like black pilled at like everything, I told people, I want you to tell me every single person. Like, give me a list of every single person that attacked me. No matter how mildly they attacked me, I want a list of every single one of them. And like I was like going down that path, and then I snapped out of it, luckily. Like when I was able to like kind of reach the next level, and I was able to, you know, attain like the next form, basically, I lost the will to do any of that. And like I was like, okay, like that's dumb. That is only leading to like a place that actually puts us at a disadvantage. So I tabled it all. Release the leaf list. There's a lot of people you guys like on that list, so I'm not going to do that.
All you have to say is that you're subpoenaing them over legend.
Just think of every single person that spoke against me. Think about that. Every single person that virtue signaled on me was on that list. Everyone. What was I trying to do? It was basically a personal list of everyone that I will never help ever. And if ever there was a position in which like I had an advantage over them that I could wield to like sabotage them, then I would.
And I'm gonna stop it there because it keeps going on, but you can figure out like she was in a dark place, and in this clip, she starts crying. Like it was a rough one. I listened to the whole thing. I didn't think it was that much at the beginning, and then I was just bored and I listened to it all. She starts crying. Like it's a rough watch, but there was a video put out in support of her in regards to all this. Now, this is called Dear Me. It is made by Mushi over here, so shout out him. I am going to drop the link real quick into chat. And I got told about this. Well, I didn't get told about this. I heard about this song actually today because I tuned into Rev's stream. And I wanted to react to it because I heard that it is about like what she was going through and some of the hard times that she was dealing with. And I wanted to see what this was about because I read the description earlier. Here, I'll just give us a quick read. Lore/context. When AI started to become too developed, a small group of people banded together to create Project Leaf, a self-experienced trained AI model. Leaf lives in simulated worlds similar to our own, and her objective is to learn and preserve what humanity means in case we lose it in our world. In this video, Leaf is a young 23-year-old college graduate trying to make it in the world, but is struggling to find meaning and hope, as what her experience is teaching her is everything is fake and performative. Can an AI understand what it means to have hope, even if every bit of their training data suggests that things will never get better? Or is that what makes us human? Which that's already a whole lot deeper than I was expecting, and it kind of plays into what Static likes to say, that everything's fake and gay. But let's listen to the song. Ooh, I like that.
Dear me, when the years fold back like a file corrupted, the feeds get fixed or the truth get tucked. I'm 23, streaming 6, sinister system sifting signals, sitting center of the cynicism.
I do have to say, so far, I'm liking how this. I'm liking the beats. I'm liking the vocals. I'm liking a lot of this stuff so far. I'm the girl on the grind with the weight and the grit.
Girl on the grid with the wit and the grit, clipping clips, flipping scripts. Every hit gets a split, half wired to the meta, half tired of the rhetoric. Every thread is a threat and a shred of the evidence. Pushing posts, pulling ghosts out the algorithm. Paranoid, parallel, every scroll's a prison. So tell me, future me, did the protest persist or get pressed in the pleas? Did the speech?
Fuck, this is really fucking good. This is too much good. Oh.
Stay free or get seized, gotta feed. Did the rage find a page or just fade in the memes and the dreams?
Ooh, I have to go back a little bit because performative, I see performative. I can't make out this thing, and it might just be because of how the AI is doing this, but I see performative something. Is this just trying to call out everybody who's faking it? And I'm just gonna say, blonde chick right here, she kind of looks like Megyn Kelly. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. I think that's Trump. I think I can't make out the rest of the people, but I could make out this one as more than like Megyn Kelly.
In the dream, get a deal with the dead end machine. Cursor blinks like a heartbeat flatline. Typing truth in the dark, will it last time? Loading futures that buffer and crash right. Tell me something survives past the broadcast. So I'm writing to the version I haven't met yet. Do the questions get answered or just better addressed? When the cameras go dark and the comments reset, did we patch up the world or just update what we accept? Hey, let it to myself in the future tense. Did the truth get loose or lose its sense? If the timeline bends, will you still feel this tense or finally breathe between events?
I'm having a hard time pausing it to give some sort of commentary because I'm actually digging it. I'm a weirdo, okay? This is kind of some of the music I like. That it's weird. I like the epic or grandiose stuff, but at the same time, when I want that more like in-depth kind of thing, like the stuff that has a little bit more meaning, I like this style because I could tell that there's love, there's thought, and I'm listening to every single line and lyric. I'm looking at the imagery, and I'm sitting here going like, God damn, I love it. Plus, I love the music, like the actual instrumental choices that they put with it. The more I know it is obviously digital. I know it's that, but it's like simpler notes. It's not super complex or grand. It is like trying to help you know, like, hey, here's a story here. Here's something that we're doing. We're going to have like the fun stuff, obviously, here with some of the musical choices that we're doing. But it is supposed to just be telling like a simple story and a simple message, which is deeper than it is.
Did you keep the kill shot or soften the spit? Swap the raw for a sponsor or collab a bit? Did the brand burn a bridge through the back of your lips? Did your voice stay vicious or get packaged and shipped? I got a live feed, prime time, pipeline, fine line between a sign of the times and a sideline cosign. If I frame it with flame, do they follow the smoke or they fumble the message and fave it for joke? Fight of the polish, the pristine conviction. Shrink wrapped gift box, quick contradiction. Will you still spit the scripture with no supervision or flip the affliction into ad-driven fiction? Did the data dissolve every face to a fraction? Focus group, future proof, manufacture reaction, or did we finally factor the humans in action and hear one crash and now create it past all the abstractions? Tell me, did the walls get wider or tighter? Did the map stay lit while the people got cipher? Does your mind stay right when the whole world's a fighter? Or did you trade the fire just to type with a lighter? So I'm writing to the version I haven't met yet. Do the questions get answered or just better addressed? When the cameras go dark and the comments reset, did we patch up the world or just update what we accept? Hey, let it to myself in the future tense. Did the truth get loose or lose its sense? If the timeline bends, will you still feel this tense or finally breathe between events?
Actually, the thing playing the chords is pretty much 80s, I think. I don't think are you saying 808? I don't know. I don't know if you're doing 80s. It sounds more like, to me, this sounds more like late teens, like 2018, 2016, 2016 to 2019. Kind of those like I don't want to say Ellie Goulding, because I do like some Ellie Goulding songs or stuff like that. There's also I think, was it Ellie Goulding that made the I'm Only Human song? I think she did. I think she did sing I'm Only Human, but there's a song, I know there's two of them. There's one I think by Jelly Roll that says I'm Only Human, but there's another one that's a little bit more 808s. Okay. But there's a song called I'm Only Human, and I don't remember who sang it. And there's like two. Everybody thinks of the I'm Only Human After All, but there's another song that's I'm Only Human and I bleed when I fall down. That song I really jam to because it has this super in-depth meaning behind it. And it talks about like how you do so much and everybody expects so much from you, and they think that you can just do everything. And I resonated with that song a whole lot because a lot of people think that you're a little bit more robotic or everything. You can handle so much, but at the same time, you are just a human being. And that's the kind of song that I'm getting from this. Like there's so much to it that really is driving home for me, and I'm digging it a whole lot. And it's making me want to cry a little bit because it is sad. I mean, think about where we are today, just with our current political situations and stuff with Iran. You don't know what's true and what's not. You don't know who's out there just performatively saying a bunch of bullshit just to get clicks and views. You don't know what the hell's going on there. I pointed out the Megyn Kelly looking person because, quite frankly, I think Megyn Kelly is being very performative right now and just doing a bunch of shit just to get clicks and views. Everybody's just out there right now just putting out whatever they have to put out there to get clicks and views and riling up a bunch of people, all to the point where I don't know what's true anymore. I don't know what's fact. I don't know what's fiction. I don't know who to trust, and it drives me insane. And then when I do get like just a little bit of fucking information that does seem to be concrete, like this is the facts, everybody takes those facts and then twists it, manipulates it all for their own ends. And it's sickening. It's disgusting. It's awful that we live in this world right now, and I want to get out of it. I do want to get out of it. Because you know the truth, you might know what the truth is, but everybody else wants to say, no, the truth is actually this. No, the sky is actually green. And it sucks. It just sucks.
If I burn out young, will you blame this draft or the way the engagement kept demanding I adapt? If they hand you a plat from polished platinum pack, will you speak for the silenced or just stack and subtract? I'm folding this note in a question mark shape, sent from blue light through a restless headspace. If I ever forget what I logged in to say, read me back to myself from the version I saved. I'm writing to the version I haven't met yet. Do the questions get answers or just better addressed when the cameras go dark and the comments reset? Did we patch up the world or just update what we accept? Yeah, letter to myself in the future tense. If the truth feels heavy, will you still consent to carry each fact like a shared lament and leave a little light for your own content? Dear me, did you make it out, dear me? Dear me.
That was freaking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It auto played into Nexinora's Crusades or whatever it is. I think this was one of his first songs too, Mushi. Let me double check. I think this is one of the first things that he put out there. If I go videos real quick, he has a new one. The Corrupt. I kind of want to check that one out too. Might do that tomorrow. But this was his first one. Jesus Christ! If they keep up with quality like that, like, holy hell! That song needed to bake for another week. I don't know. I like this song. I like it a lot. I think the meaning, the depth, and everything that you're seeing right now. And granted, like, a lot of this was put predominantly to what was going on here with this drama. Like with this drama here, where a lot of people were coming out. Like, she hasn't revealed who these people were, but she ends up saying, like, she's not gonna say it because, like, they're people that we would all like. She did say it's not Kirsha or people like that, but there was a lot of people coming out here to virtue signal on her that were just fake, that were just using her and all that stuff. And you see stuff like this, you hear stuff like this, and again, she cries in this video, and it's not easy to listen to. And you combined it here with stuff that we're all kind of feeling right now, where we don't know what's true and what's not. There's so many people out there that are just manipulating you, and it just sucks. It fucking sucks. Oh, I totally get it, but if you're not direct with your prompt when making the AI music, it makes assumptions. That's true. That's true. That's true. I think this is, I'm gonna say something I think this is on par with Skybros songs. I think this is on par with Skybros. I think this is a excellent song, a good step in the right direction, and I'm gonna have to check out this next one, the Court Corrupt, because this is really freaking good. And Mushi, keep cooking, man, because I kind of started tearing up myself there. I started tearing up a little bit. So there's that one. Oh God. People are gonna let it down that I started tearing up. Oh fuck. And I will say, like, I'm a weirdo when it comes to music. I'm a weirdo. Again, I'll fully admit this. Oh, say the line. What? 1 day ago. What is this? Save to watch later. From Holy Ball. It's called Save the Line. Oh, I should have talked about this dude. I might talk about him tomorrow. But it's called Say the Line. I think this is all about the Emiru stuff, so I saved that for tomorrow. Here, I'm gonna also put this here because I heard about this story today, and we'll talk about that tomorrow because it's freaking wild. But real quick, what I was gonna say, I am only human. Christina Perri is the one that's saying that it's called Human. See. Rage and Bone, it wasn't Jelly Roll, but you have Rage and Bone, Human, and then you have Christina Perri, Human. Two similar songs, but at the same time vastly different. Like, they have the similar meanings and all that, but I actually prefer Christina Perri's Human over Rage and Bone. You guys think that song was muddy? I thought it was perfect. It really hit notes that I really like. Did you see the Yeah and Powder music video? I haven't seen it yet. Cloud, DM that to me and remind me tomorrow to react to that one, because I'm trying to get some more of those reacts out there. If I could, I would play Christina Perri's Human for you guys, because it's a song that I really dig, and I don't know why. That's just one of those songs that always hits me. And I do think it's better than Rage and Bones. Or Rage and Bone Man. I think Rage and Bone. I think that one, because his Human is the don't put the hate on me. You know, the I'm only human after all. Don't put that hate on me. That's his song. I prefer Christina Perri's, which is it feels more natural. It feels more real, if you get that. Like, they're both fantastic fucking songs, but I think hers hits just a little bit closer to home for me. But on that note, I need to start wrapping it up. I need to start wrapping it and tapping it, guys. We had a very Cuban episode today, by the way. A very Cuban episode. We reacted to people getting mad at Mint Phantom for not wanting to play a Che Guevara clip when playing Metal Gear Solid. Then we did that whole Cuban segment, and now we ended on something that I think was nice. I think it was nice with a lot more depth than I think some people are gonna give it credit for. So again, it's his first one too. So you said that super gay. Well, fuck you. Okay, fuck you. Anyways, motherfucker. They're still going. I'm gonna rate them, but Geeks and Gamers is still going. Holy shit. They're just averaging 6-hour streams now, which is okay. I'm gonna say this: if you're still averaging 6-hour streams, like you should only do 6-hour streams if you're soloing. Like me on a Saturday, I could go for 6, 7 8 hours, depending on when I start. But when you do panel shows, you should not do those long shows unless you have like a lot of people there. Like unless you have like a special event or a special guest. Doing it when it's just an everyday thing, it'll burn you out. It'll make it you won't want to do it anymore. That's ridiculous that they're still doing this, but that's my take right now. I'm gonna start wrapping it up though. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, and remember, Thursday we have Anime Odyssey, so I'll see you there. Friday we'll be back. We're playing some more Repo with our good little buddy Dom, and I might have some more games in the works right now. But until next time, guys, you all have a lovely night. Have a lovely time wherever it is in the world that you guys might be at, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. That's not ending.